They signed agreements with some businessmen here that were also disputing Nicaragua's government. Why? So a transit passage was opened. I mean, the United States opening a passage through Nicaragua back there. Conquerors had found a natural route, a natural path. San Juan River, Great Lake of Nicaragua, and there we had the Caribbean Sea with the Pacific area through these two spaces, the river and the sea. And we only had a little strait, almost 4 kilometers long, wide, so it could be operative. The transit through Nicaragua. A transit that did not report benefits for our people. On the contrary, it was a shame. It brought pain, blood, even fire. And why did U.S. businessmen were so invested in creating this passage in Nicaragua? Let's remember a tycoon back in the time thought about organizing a transport company. He signed that agreement with businessmen in Nicaragua who gave him the right to organize the transportation organization and company. What did they do? In moments in which the golden fever had begun in the United States and thousands of Americans, of U.S. citizens, would go east to west looking for gold. They had to even cross the deserts. So these U.S. businessmen realized that it was safer to make this route and change the route from the east coast of the United States to the east coast of Nicaragua. On the other side, there was a big ship waiting to embark towards the west coast of the United States. Thousands of U.S. citizens made this route. What did they do with Nicaragua? They did a big mess with our country. In that situation, a group of U.S. mercenaries organized to organize some actions to support Vanderbilt. And there, under such conditions, William Walker, a U.S. citizen, slavist, lawyer. He came here and he called on elections. He counted the ballots himself and he self-proclaimed president. And the U.S. ambassador participated in the ceremony. And there, the Nicaraguan people united, those who loved their country, those who were loyal to their country. The first fight against those better supplied and better armed men, and they were defeated by a fighting people, because we were fighting with our hearts and souls. We are never going to be able to forget the deeds of Andres Castro, a humble Nicaraguan man. An American soldier jumped on him. He grabs a rock and he brings the American soldier down. Many years have passed, indeed. And as years pass by, the United States, they came to Nicaragua even with greater fear, with greater ambition. Looking for what? Control. So any other country can develop this canal together with Nicaragua. They built the Panama Canal, but this canal in Panama needs another rail. We've been working here in Nicaragua to develop the canal. And after that, there's a campaign that comes immediately from the enemy of the revolution, from the U.S. government, that begins with their attacks to try to prevent us from completing the works in the canal. I was telling President Raisi that Nicaragua is really a country that is being attacked like no other in Latin America and the Caribbean. We've been invaded by U.S. troops, always looking how to control this maritime route. A new canal is necessary. They don't want the Nicaraguan people to rightfully own that canal. And this is the key element. The wealth of Nicaragua has turned the United States into a very voracious enemy. They don't want to lose their chance. The people decides in Nicaragua, and our people defeated the Yankees in 1855 and 1856, and Walker had to run away. They had to rescue him with U.S. ships. Later, we had another period of opening and revolution headed by General Jose Santos Zelaya. And because he chose an independent policies independent from the United States began conspiring. They occupied, they used U.S. agents, so they began organizing terrorist acts, and they made it. They blew up a ship in Nicaragua. President Zelaya. They wanted to kill everybody on those ships, whomever they were. And the American government threatened. And Zelaya, what he did, he enforced the law like they do in the United States. These are confessed terrorists, and they were executed. Later, we had another invasion, U.S. invasion in Nicaragua to defeat and to overthrow Zelaya. And we also had General Benjamin Celedón fighting against U.S. troops who landed and would invade our territory to install puppet governments. And we also had General Sandino, who faced the invaders, and they could not defeat him. They could not. And they had to flee Nicaragua. They had to escape Nicaragua.